The real issue with fouling is little bits of lead that cling to the bore of the weapon. The lead was supposed to be 98% pure, so it's very soft to begin with, and then you have the friction generated by its rapid acceleration against the steel of the barrel, and it was possible to leave little pieces of lead along the barrels and the rifling. Okay, questions, others?
What were the officers, so the guys were laying down, what were the officers,
Well, to a degree, they need to be moving along the line, kind of supervising and directing things, but, again, these, even though this regiment is smaller in size, the way Hardee's Tactics works, each one of these companies have got to have a captain, first lieutenant, second lieutenant, third lieutenant, but with only 34 men total, and 4 officers and 5 sergeants and 4 corporals, the company line is not all that long. So the officers don't have to move around a lot, but they would have been moving to making sure the men continued to load and fire. And then the field officers, the colonel, lieutenant colonel, major, would have been moving along the line as well. So the 48th Tennessee has a captain acting as majors. Okay.
Would officers be expected to carry a musket if they were gotten down to those low in numbers, or is it strictly prohibited for them to have a?
At this point, they're not. I'm not aware here at Chickamauga of any truly commissioned officer who is carrying a rifled musket.
It might not have been a file closer or something of that nature.
Well, the officers were file closers, but they were supposed to just have the sword belt, and pistol. But I'm not here familiar with any officer who is carrying a long arm, a rifle, or a musket.
On the Confederate side?
On the Confederate side.
Yeah. There's some accounts on the Union side that I know.
Well, but those are specialty arms.
Actually, there's a company commander in the 14th Ohio, in some of those Stinchcomb letters, he says that the company commander didn't want to carry a sword, he carried a Springfield.
Okay.
Or they kept pistols, most likely.
Well, they'd have sidearms, but the company commander wanted a rifle and carried one. That's the only account that I'm sure of, and that appears in the Stinchcomb letters to the Toledo Blade.
Just to add, there's one of the officers in Texas Brigade picks up one during the attack, but then he's told he can't keep it and to actually get rid of it. So that affects this division. That he picks up, but he's not allowed to carry it.
But in the Atlanta campaign,
by
the time of Kennesaw, there are lots of examples of Confederate company officers, lieutenants and captains, who are carrying a rifle.
Or a carbine?
No, they're carrying just another rifle like the rest of their company because of the ammunition issue and the like.
There's some officers in the company, one company in the 1st Arkansas, where 3 of the officers pick up Henrys at Pickett's Mill and are still carrying them through Kennesaw. And of course, that's also a test of how much ammunition they've got, and for something like that. But it's again, it's dependent on that. So.
And you also see in the Atlanta campaign, Confederates, when they repulse a Union attack, will go out and gather up as many weapons as they can, bring them back, load them, and just have them laying on top of the parapets under the headlogs. So if the Federals attack again, they fire one, and without reloading, they just grab another and fire that one. But here they're not really doing that yet. So. Thank you for marking the right of Nixon's 48th Tennessee, and I should have noted my maps marking the left of Nixon. So this is roughly the frontage of Nixon, about 50 yards on the front. All right.